So, we'll begin again. These people, who are they?
So this is what you think of me, huh? You think I'm a rat. Fuck you!
I think you are whatever I tell you to be.
Hello once again, players of good video games. My name is Pell, and this is the last top 10 video of 2014. These are the top 10 video games of 2014, per my opinion. I did not play a ton of games this year. Many of the games that came out towards the latter part of the year, I have not really gotten all the way through, so those are not going to be as well included on here. So the list might look a tad differently than some others that you've seen. But I did play a fair amount of games, and so let's talk about them with my number 10 choice. Number 10 is Season 2 of The Walking Dead. This is a Telltale series which has been going on for 2 years now. I'm assuming it'll have a third, and I very much enjoy it. It is one of my favorite things to see. Clementine is a great main character. The whole 5-episode season that they had was very compelling. I enjoyed playing almost the whole thing, and it was just a very good time all the way through. So Walking Dead Season 2 is my number 10 choice.
Are you okay?
I gave you plenty of chances.
Please, Bill! No! 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 Please! Ah!
Weakness. Incompetence. It puts us all at risk.
Number 9 is one of the last games I played in 2014, and that is Child of Light. This is a game which I knew very little about when I went into it. This is a game which focuses on the main character, Aurora, and the story goes somewhat like a fairy tale would. We have Aurora who wakes up in a magical land where she is a princess and she can fly, and the story kind of goes from there. She has to try to save her father and defeat the evil stepmother, and that is more or less the main story. There's a lot of things which happen throughout the story which found me really, really interested, and I had a really fun time playing the game. It's very balanced in terms of gameplay. It's one of the most balanced games I've ever seen, and it's just a very fun time all around. If you like RPGs, this is a very unique battle system and one that you quickly adapt to and really start to use towards your advantage at the very end of it. Child of Light is definitely worth your time if you haven't played it, and it's my number 9 choice of 2014.
Aurora marched through gloomy meadows, down to a dusty plain, searching high and low for the sun and moon, despairing as she came. But just when she was certain her quest was hopeless, she was done. The path twisted to reveal. No, not the sun. Be patient, child. We have only begun.
Admit it. I nearly had you.
Number 8 is a game that I have not seen on any top 10 list so far, and that is Assassin's Creed Rogue. This is a game which I found a lot more enjoyment out of than Unity for some reason this year. Shay was a very interesting main character. We got to see kind of the darker side that the assassins can take at times in terms of how they get things done, and you get to see things from the Templar perspective, which is a very unique thing, something that we've never seen before in Assassin's Creed. And the connections that made to all 3 games, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4, and Unity, were all very, very cool and very smooth little things that they did. And so Assassin's Creed Rogue, I had the most fun with. It had the better story out of the 2 games that came out this year, and it was easily my number 8 choice.
All that for which we stand?
I do.
And never to share our secrets, nor divulge the true nature of our work?
I do.
And to do so from now until death, whatever the cost?
I do.
Then we welcome you into our fold, brother. You are now a Templar, harbinger of a new world. May the Father of Understanding guide us.
May
the Father of Understanding guide us.
All soldiers reporting for duty, Grand Wizard.
Nice work, douchebag.
Number 7 is South Park, The Stick of Truth. As a very big South Park fan, I could not help but put this game on here. I had a lot of fun with it. It felt like you were playing an episode of South Park when you were playing it. The graphics look exactly like that of the show, and that is very cool. You can tell that the creators spent a lot of time on this game to really give it that feel that South Park fans wanted, and it succeeded on all levels. It was a very fun RPG, very hilarious a lot of times, and it's just overall a very fun thing. So, South Park, The Stick of Truth, my number 7 choice.
Damn you, Craig!
Let us through.
You guys need to turn around and head back if you know what's good for you.
Our beef isn't with you. We just want Robert. You don't want to do this.
Turn the fuck around and leave now.
I'm not going anywhere without Robert.
Bitch, I will bash your skull unless you turn around and get your dumb ass out of here.
Fuck this.
Number 6 is a remaster of a game which was very high up on my list last year, and that is The Last of Us Remastered. The bundle comes with the original game in high definition, Left Behind, the DLC which released last February, and the multiplayer. So there's a lot of things to do in it. It looks really, really nice in high def. I went through this whole thing again. I got a ton of trophies. I played this in the hardest difficulty, and it was just a ton of fun, and it was one of the best ways I could have spent my 3 of my weeks in summer, and it was a really fun game. So if you have a PS4 and you have not grabbed this yet, it's definitely worth your time, even if you haven't played through the first one. So Last of Us Remastered is my number 6 choice.
There's our boy. That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
So now you're in the top 5. These are the 5 games that I had the most fun with this year. These are games which blew me away in almost every way possible. So number 5 on this list is another remastered / remake / improvement in graphics, and that is Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Remix. This has Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and Kingdom Hearts Recoded in a cinematic movie. And I love these games. I loved 1.5 and getting to play through the game again with the high def graphics. It looks fantastic on the PS3, and it was just the exact same with 2.5. I ran through KH2 very quickly, and then I finally got to play Birth by Sleep. I never played it before, and it was very, very fun and very nice to have it in HD, high definition, and just play through the story and then go through Recoded, and it was such a fun time. I put so many hours into this game that I did not expect to, and it just blew me away in every respect. I'm still playing it at times, and it's just something that I can't put down for some reason right now. So, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Remix. If you have not gotten this and you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, do yourself a favor and check it out. So that is my number 5 choice of 2014.
Source. Has the intel been verified?
The intel is good. Hades is meeting with his financial backers in Santorini 24 hours from now.
Mr. Irons, the protocols for mounting an assault...
This man is responsible for 50,000 deaths, General. We are going in.
An operation on foreign sovereign soil, it would be an act of war without congressional approval.
Atlas is an internationally registered private company. We don't need Congress.
Number 4 is a game which I never expected would be on this list when I heard it announced, and that is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Normally, I stray away from first-person shooters because I generally do not enjoy them, but Advanced Warfare Story was one that I sat through and played through the whole thing in one sitting. I got that invested into it. It was a phenomenal story, in my opinion. It had me on the edge of my seat. It had very cool twists. Kevin Spacey as the villain is just phenomenal. And I loved everything about this story. The gameplay was very fun. They got to modify it a little bit, and maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much, is because it had kind of the futuristic vibe to it. I don't know. It was just one of the funnest experiences that I've had, just sitting in front of my PS4 and just running through a game all year. And so, yeah, that's why this game is my number 4 choice of 2014.
Gentlemen, are we operational?
We're at the ready, sir. You're the trigger.
I want your team on the ground in 6 hours.
On whose authority?
On my authority!
Number 3 is a game which concluded at the beginning of this year, and that is Burial at Sea from BioShock Infinite. This is the expansion DLC, which continues the story of Booker DeWitt and Elizabeth. We see them in Rapture this time around, and it's very cool to see this happen. DeWitt is a detective and Elizabeth is someone asking for his help. This expansion just connects Infinite into BioShock 1 so well, because we get to see basically what happens a night or two before the events of BioShock 1, just before all hell breaks loose and the main protagonist comes in. And it's just a very, very cool expansion. It got me really excited for any future titles that this series brings, because I feel like they just have to connect to Infinite now in some ways. It opens so many doors, and Burial at Sea was the first one to introduce that. It had a phenomenal story. You got to play as both Booker and Elizabeth, and I just got really invested into this game. Really excited for it. And so Burial at Sea is easily my number 3 choice.
Mr. DeWitt. Mr. DeWitt. Are you alright?
Pain and beauty. To an artist, they are parent and child.
Cohen?
I'm sending you to find your young one. No need to thank me. I'm not so sure you'll like what you find.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. It was here, on the slopes of Mount Doom, that the Dark Lord Sauron was defeated by a last alliance of men and elves.
And now for the top 2. These are games which I, again, went back and forth between when I was deciding what game was going to be my number 1 and number 2 game of 2014. And so number 2 is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This is a game which I absolutely loved once I figured out how to play it. This game had a very steep learning curve for me for some reason. I did not enjoy it as much as I did later on right away. I found it frustrating. I thought the enemies were very overpowered, but once I started progressing through it and everything started to get easier and I figured out how to play the game well, it got to be one of the most fun experiences ever. As a decent Lord of the Rings fan, I'm not like invested into the series full-heartedly, but I enjoy it. I really enjoyed this backstory that they presented with the main story. I really want to see a sequel to this title because they could easily do one by the end of it, and it was easily one of the most fun times I've had in a game in a very long time. I had a ton of fun with it. The Nemesis system works phenomenally, and yeah, if you haven't picked up this title, do yourself a favor and do it, because Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor is easily my number 2 game of 2014.
You are banished from death, cast adrift between the worlds of light and dark. Curse binds us together within the walls of Arda.
If what you say is true, then how do we break this curse?
We find the one who cast it on us. The Black Hand of Sauron.
Man, Delsin! Whoa. Damn it, I thought we were gonna lose you there.
A little concrete in the legs? It's a good thing more than that.
Brent! Oh my god.
Come here. No power. Sorry, darling, but I'm gonna need to put you on the payroll. At least till I get set up around town, then I promise you will get him back. Scouts honor.
Don't do this.
Just a few more jobs.
And my number one game of 2014, which I wasn't really expecting this after I finished it, but it ended up being up there because this was easily one of the funnest experiences that I had with a game this year. This was the first game that I played on my PS4, so maybe that's why I have such a good feeling with it. But it was something which I really was able to get into, and I had just the most fun with this game out of any of the others this year, and that is Infamous Second Son. Along with that, First Light, which is the expansion or prequel type thing, which came out a little bit later. And these two games just worked really, really well. I really got invested into the story of Delsin Rowe. I thought that he was a very interesting protagonist as a person who was originally anti-Conduit, and then he becomes an advocate for the cause. And just seeing him align these three people that he runs into throughout his journey is just very interesting. The different uses for the powers I found really, really fun. It's just a game which I had a lot of fun with. You were able to go around this huge sandbox world and do a ton of different things. I had a blast playing this game. First Light just built on that in many different ways. I have platinumed both of these, and along with Shadow of Mordor, and these are just games which I had a ton of time to play and a lot of fun playing them. Infamous Second Son / First Light is easily my number one choice of 2014.
Dude, Reggie, open up, let's go. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Hello? Hey, Delsin, we got a problem. Some of the people on the bus, they saw you doing your super thingy to clear the way.
And?
And they're afraid of you.
What?
Look, I told you, man. Bioterrorists aren't especially popular.
So what, am I like Rosa Parks and they want me to sit on the back of the bus?
No, they want you to sit outside the bus. Look, they don't want you in here, right? They said if you come on, they're gonna get off.
Then let them walk. I don't care. You think I can't take this door down?
You are not gonna do that. These people have never seen anything like you before, and they're scared, right? And I can't blame them.
He says he's gonna break down the door. Go!
Sir! Just give me a second! Look, just let me run them across the bridge. I'll come right back for you, all right? It'll take 5 minutes. Come on, man. I can't let you on the bus. 5 minutes.
So, those are my thoughts on the video games of 2014, which I played. Things that I did not really get to is Far Cry 4, Sunset Overdrive, some other stuff that I can't think of right now. Oh, Evil Within. Just a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get to, but I just did not end up finding the time to do it. Because these are long games and they take a lot of time to really dive into and really take time to deal with. So I did not get to everything that I wanted to this year. I'm hoping to get to a lot more things in 2015. I hope that you stick with me as I try to put out these game reviews. I'll definitely be doing a lot of the Telltale games as usual. And so, yeah, those are my thoughts on the video games of 2014. Leave yours in the comments down below. I love to hear your list of the top 10 games of 2014. And did you like my list? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on gaming.
That's enough!
Give back the manuscript, Shay. I'm sure Achilles...
I cannot! I will not let this happen again. All those souls lost. One more hardly matters. Shay!